If the tree came from the ground, then there's a tree waiting under there for the seed. Look, she over there like, come on, pastor, grow up. I thought you were more smarter than that. Okay, let's go with the seed. So we don't need the plant. We could just cut the seed and the tree pops out, right? It doesn't? So where does the tree come from then? What did you say? God. The tree comes from heaven. It comes from the unseen. We're doing things in earth for it to be earth as it is in heaven. Right. Matthew 6:10. So we do our natural in the earth, and that's seed, time, harvest. But what we're doing is we're showing some faith in the natural with the seed, plant it in the soil to place a demand on the heaven realm to produce the tree. Oh, okay. So yeah, y'all think that's he's just making that up. So where the baby come from then? You got a seed, and you got some ground too. Well, I use the word ground. Ground is not, we came from the ground. Well, that's not a bad thing. Yeah, soil is good ground. Yeah, I can give you chapter and verse on that, sis. Now, all right, so, but some may think, well, the baby coming from inside the belly, really. So you don't need no seed then. You just dig in there, and this baby's hanging out. Yeah, I was waiting to see when it was my turn to come out into the earth. Been lounging here for a minute. You know, these Doritos that she keep feeding me is really getting on my nerves. I want a real meal. I would like choice. Or the little sperm dude. You know, you just chop that thing up until you find a baby in there. There's got to be a baby in that little thing somewhere. No. You do something in the earth that places a demand on something from heaven.
That's good.
Because we just said the unseen, things that are seen, came from things that don't appear. It didn't say it came from things that don't exist. It says things that don't appear to the natural eye. But when you put on your faith lenses, you can see it. All right? I know that's a little faith message, but I thought I'd give y'all that just to what you wishing for so we can keep going. All right, so that's, how did I even get on that? Anybody know? Oh, yeah, so we're doing 2 Corinthians 4:18, and 2 Corinthians 5:7 says we walk by faith and not by sight. Because we want to participate in what hasn't manifested yet. So if you're the Wright brothers, you want to participate in flying a plane because it hasn't happened yet. So it's going to take faith. You're Edison, you know, you want to produce a light bulb that no one's seen. Come on, y'all sometimes you got to sit down and take yourself back to the people that invented or the fabricated. Well, no, fabricator is not an inventor. Fabricator sees what's already happened and could reproduce it. But the people that invented, pioneers. You got to walk in their shoes. There was no light bulb. So that's no different than what you're thinking about doing that no one's done before, and people going, yeah, really? Seriously? Sure, you're going to do it. Imagine saying, oh, I got an idea, a light bulb. First of all, they're saying, what is a bulb? I know what light is. What, you going to package it? Oh, yeah, it's going to be light all the time. It's just going to stay on. All they knew was candles, matches, fire. See, take yourself back to try to relate to the dude that invented the light bulb, and you can take that thought, wrap it around your mind, and that's you doing what God told you to do, regardless of your age, regardless of the time. Take yourself back to the 4-minute mile, dude. It really seems impossible back then. You remember we was only running, 6 minutes was like, it took everything in me ever. Matter of fact, the first time I had to run 6 minutes, I ran 6:06. I was like, does this qualify to be on the team? Because I don't want to do this ever again. Because you got to run, which is a minute and a half every quarter. So you flying. I mean, back then you flying. Now you ain't even running. Minute and a half, man, you slow now. But back then you was like, if you did 6, it's like, now we can put that dude on the team. He fast. So what do you think the 4, not 5 and a half, not 5:30, 4 minutes, what you think he thinking? And if you look at the movie, You should hear what he was hearing. Like, come on, man, you're going to kill yourself. You may get to 4 minutes, but when you cross the line, you're going to fall out and die. It's over. Because what it takes to do that, you have to be superhuman. Everybody doing it now. So now you have to put yourself in that mindset. Do you want to keep being a copy when you were born an original? I go into high school and just tell kids, it's like, I said, how many of y'all are original? And they put their hands up. I was in Walnut Ridge in Ohio. And they all put their hands up. Now, mind you, y'all getting to know me, I'm pretty simple. I'll call it like I see it. So everybody put their hands up, well, all dressed alike. So I was like, this is going to be too easy. I almost didn't want to do the example. So I called some guys up. So come on up. I said, now you're original. There's nobody. You got your own flow. Yeah, me. I'm being my own flow. And so it was more than one of them up there. So I asked him again because I was like, just in case he don't realize what's taking place, I'm going to give him another shot. I said, so you're original? Yeah, I'm original. I said, so how come all y'all dressed alike? You so original. Nobody like you. You got your own flavor. What are you doing that no one's doing? Oh, you wear your shirt on backwards. Same shirt, you got yours on backwards. Or you put a tear in yours. You slapped the tag, left the tag on yours. Come on. Can we really start to embrace our originality, our fearfully and wonderfully made person? All right, so let's at least touch what we were supposed to talk about today. All right, so the thing about dreams are an open heaven. See, so when you start to dream, you start to see visions, heaven opens up. The unseen opens up to you and it's real. Like you can see it. So now you're not, see, we're not just living based on what's manifested. What's manifested is limited because it's subject to time and subject to age. How old are you?
49.
49 years of, really, it's not a trick question.
49 years.
Of age. Work with me, bro. I figure, chemistry degrees and all that. So you figure that one out. All right, how old are you? Yes. 12 years of age. So that means as soon as we birth, we start to age. As soon as we birth, we start to age. Because you're subject to gravity. You're subject to time. You're now manifested in this world. You're no different than the rose that once it reaches peak, it starts to wither. So we're aging. See, when we were in the heaven realm, we weren't aging.
That's good.
That's why the things you see are temporal, subject to change and wither and get old and age. I pick with y'all all the time. I still play basketball and stuff like that, but I do not close to jump like I used to. I don't even know if I'm really even jumping. To be honest with you. I be getting away with stuff. I just love having legs and you go as fast as you want. And you could chat. I used to jump and tell the person to jump. That's how, you feel that good. Be like, jump. Dude, be 6'10", be jump. Because I knew I was getting there first. So I can care less. You could be as tall as you want. You ain't getting there before me. Don't do that now. I make it look like I'm going to do it and slip the ball in before the person jump. Flick it up there real quick before it's jump. Do different things like that. So why? Because I've aged. Whether I want to, I've aged as far as this physical body. But guess what? What God has purposed and designed for me hasn't aged. All right. So anyway, let's go to Ezekiel. Let's go to Ezekiel 1. I think it is. I believe it's Ezekiel 1. So I can give you some confirmation of what we're talking about here. And this is all a setup going into the new year because you want to start the year with a vision. And that vision should be what God has designed for you to do. That's why it's so frustrating every year. You get through every year and you feel that funk because That thirst is what God designed for you to do. So you just barely getting by. You do it just enough to what? Pay a bill? That's your dream now. So when you got on this earth, you like, so you in heaven, you like, God, send me down. God said, okay, I'm going to send you down. I got an assignment for you. You ready for it? Yeah, I'm ready for it. Now, when you first go down there, you're going to be born in sin and shape of iniquity, so you're going to go blind. So make sure you get with Jesus, cleanse yourself up so you can see what you're supposed to do. Oh, I got it. I can do that. No, listen, don't compromise. Don't conform, transform. Whatever you do, keep transforming. Don't conform. Amen. So you get down here and instead of transforming, you conform. So now you just 9 to 5 in it, huh? That's it. Well, I'm sorry. I forgot it's 2014. 9 to 7 it. Just 9 to 7 it, right? Or somebody said 9 to 12. 9 to 12. I get 9 to 13. Now I'm just playing. But you so now you're that's it? Overtime? Extra hours? To be away from family? To be away from God? That's what it's about now. Shooing people away because they're interrupting you spending time with everybody else's vision. Because that's what you're doing, right? You know that, right? You're spending all your time. Now, you're supposed to be faithful in another man's, but it didn't say you're supposed to permanently live there. It says be faithful in another man's, God will give you your own. It didn't say retire in another man's vision. You show me the chapter and verse for that. It says be faithful in another man's, and God will give you your own. We're not even looking for our own. Well, I'll just rest right here. That means worn and torn down. Right? So anyway, we said this is God's dream is an open heaven. It's showing us, look, Ezekiel 1:1, it says, now it came to pass in the 13th year in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, I was among the captives by the river Chabar. It says that the heavens were opened and I saw the visions of God. Look, the heavens were open and I saw the visions of God. And then let's go to, no, I'm just playing. Let's go, 2 Kings 6, 2 Kings 6, 15. It says, and when the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth, behold, that host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do? So basically, the man of God was speaking visions and dreams. So every time the king would come to attack the other king, the man of God would be like, oh, don't go there. They're going to do this. So the king was like, how does he know we setting up ambushes? Oh, he has a man of God in his camp. And he's telling them stuff. He's telling them what's going on in your bedchamber. So they got together some armies that says, oh, we need to take this man of God out. That's the only way we're going to win this. So when his servant wakes up, he sees all these people coming around him. Here in verse 15. Verse 16 it says, and he answered, this is the man of God answering the servant. He says, fear not, for they that be with us is more than they that be with them. Now, mind you, his servant is like, okay, I see horses and chariots about to take us out. What do you mean is more to be with us than be with them? So you definitely in denial. Because can't you see? And the man of God says this in verse 17. He says, and Elijah prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes. Indicating what? Elijah's eyes was already open. He says, open his eyes, look, that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots and fire round about Elijah. And so, and if you keep on reading, Elijah says, smote them with blindness, and he guided them into the enemy's camp. So he told him, he says, open his eyes that he could see. See, he wasn't talking about his natural eye, he was talking about his inner eye. He was talking about open his eyes so he can see what's in the unseen. So now he can live hopeful. Because if you can't see,